Good evening. Good evening, everybody. This is Saturday Night Live. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's good and you guys are having a good weekend so far. So, I want to talk about a special topic, which is dear to me because there's so many people that go through this. And I think this needs to be discussed more. And who knows, this might be a multiple video type of thing that happens, but it's entrepreneurial burnout. And before I dive into it, we're going to talk about this more deeply, but then we're also going to watch a video because the video that we're going to share, that I'm going to share it with you guys and watch together, is a video that kind of spurred me to do this topic or this conversation. But if you are just tuning in, or if you're tuning in after this live happened, make sure you type replay in the comment section so I can acknowledge that, you watched the video and, we can have a conversation about it. And also, if you're someone that is currently experiencing entrepreneurial burnout, or you have in the past and you figured it out, you've gotten out of that, let me know in the comment section as well. But entrepreneurial burnout's a real thing. And it's something that you don't even realize that you're going through, because for so many of us, we hear you have to grind, you have to work hard, you got to go very hard, right? You have to have that Mamba mentality to be an entrepreneur. And I used to think that way, and I still do to a certain degree, but I also have learned a lot of things recently to let me know that that's not necessarily the answer. And if we tweak how we do things, then we can still grind and still have time for our family, our friends, and not be burnt out. Right. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can watch this video together, because this is a good one. This is a really good one. And I want to know you guys' opinion. Let me share my screen. All right. Can y'all see this? We're going to watch this together. And I'm trying to. Okay. There we go.
Anything happen? I know that I've actively worked towards the life that I have now. This isn't the life that I want, and it's just so frustrating to me. I've sacrificed my 20s. I've sacrificed all of the years with the kids being young, and I just don't think it was worth it. It's not even about the money, though. That's the thing. What I was gonna say is we're doing good for our age. I'm just frustrated. The chaos and the hustle, and I'm just so tired of it. Always being pulled in a million directions. For the last 6 years, I've just not been the mom, the wife, the friend, the business owner that I wanted to be. I don't think I'm giving myself enough credit, though. Because I've been spread so thin, it's just to not even execute best of my abilities just pisses me the fuck off. It makes me so mad. But then it's I realistically understand that that with everything that was going on, I did the best of a shitty situation. I get that. I'm just surviving and I'm not thriving in anything. I am. I am a shitty CEO. It's not, yes, because I'm never executing. I'm never executing to the best of my abilities because I can't. If I pour everything into this business like I'm supposed to in this role, then I'm a horrible person to my children. I cannot continue this conversation because I'm losing my mind, but I'm just not having it. I just want you to know you're doing good. I understand that there's ups and downs, and I do get that it's hard. I fully agree. I don't want to keep trying to keep up. I do not want to. I want to. You're gonna slow down. I'm just so frustrated. I'm just so frustrated. Okay, well let me go because you're just being logical. And I don't want to be logical. I'm with you. That thing looked hard. I'm just overwhelmed and I'm frustrated. Well, since I just cried my eyes out, I think I'm just gonna end the vlog here today. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.
All right. Okay. So for those of y'all just watched that was pretty heavy, right? That was Ivory Paper Co. She shared a lot of things. I'm assuming she was talking to her husband or someone close to her. And this is something that I've had a lot of conversations with people about, and it's a tough thing because when you're in business, you have so many different hats that you have to wear. You have so many different tasks. There's so many people that want your attention. There's so many people that need things from you, right? If you get a business, if you're blessed to have a business that is generating revenue, that means clientele are coming your way, customers are coming your way, products are being sold, services are being delivered. There's so many things you have to do. You have to be the marketer, you have to be the salesperson, you have to be the person that fulfills the product or the service. You have to make sure that the customer experience is good. You have to go figure out how to hire people. Then once you hire them, you have to manage and lead them. You have to develop so many different skills and so many talents. We're not even talking about the accounting, right? If you're in the beginning stages, you may not have an accountant, so you got to do the accounting, you got to do the HR, you got to do the legal, you got to do so many different things, and there's so many different energies that you have to be in to handle all these things, and it's tough. Here's some things though that have helped me and that have helped many of our clients to get past a lot of this burnout, right? Number one, a lot of people are selling products and services that are not priced in a way to where they can go and hire people or buy certain things that they need for their business. Let me repeat that. Many people are pricing their product in a way to where they're not able to go hire the right people that are needed to come in and help them run their business. And it's a pretty heavy thing, right? Because whenever you start your business, you don't really necessarily know how to price unless you work with an accountant or somebody financial. Normally, a lot of people, what they'll do is they will look at their competitors and see how much they're charging, and they'll charge around the same thing. And then what ends up happening is you generate a lot of business, a lot of sales start to come in, and you're thinking, oh, I'm an amazing entrepreneur, not realizing that the number one reason why people are buying from you is because you're very affordable and you're cheap. And it's until you do the work to figure out what your pricing is that and actually make profit right off of the product or the service that you're selling, you're managing your money properly. Now you have the money to go and hire the right people, right? So that's one of the things that a lot of you should really look at in your business to make sure that you're able to overcome burnout. Number two, I hear from so many people, Ephraim, I want to run my business, but I don't want to have employees. I really don't even want to deal with customers. And what I say to that is, in order for you to literally grow and get out of burnout, you have to hire. You either have to hire, whether it's people here, whether it's VAs overseas, whoever, you have to hire people. You have to bring people into your world to help you to accomplish the goals and the vision that you have for your business. Because if you don't do that, guess what? Everything is on your plate. And I know probably about 75% of you watching this are going through this right now at this very moment or have gone through this before. You have way too much stuff on your plate. And there's a lot of people that pride themselves in being independent, right? I'm independent. I can do all these things by myself. I can be the best husband, wife. I can be the best friend. I can juggle all that. I can go to school. I can work 5 to 7 jobs. I can run 2 to 3 businesses all by myself. And then what ends up happening is the sleep goes from 8 hours to 6 to 5 to 4. The time for your family goes all the way down. Matter of fact, when you're with them, you're not even present. You're not even thinking about them in the sense of, oh, you know what? I'm here to enjoy the time with them, because you're thinking about what are all the different things that you have on your plate that need to be handled once they go to bed. And then when they go to bed, the cycle continues. You go back to work and you work till 2, 3 in the morning. And then you got to wake up at 5, 6 in the morning to get everybody ready, get yourself ready to go to work or you might have a job, right? So you're going to work and then now you're coming back and you're working the business, or you wake up to go, handle things with your family. And then you got to do the business and then pick the kids up from school. And it's just a big cycle. And before you know it, your body literally will shut down on you. It'll tell you you need to stop. It will tell you, sorry, not that you need to stop, but you are going to stop at this very moment because there's no more capacity to be able to do the things that you've been doing all this time. So it's very, very important that you end up figuring out how to not only hire the right people, but to train them and to manage them and to lead them. These are skills that if you do not develop, you are only going to get to a certain place in your business. And if there's anything that you can take away from this video, for the majority of you watching, is that you need to lean on people to help you. And even when we look at hiring people, that goes even deeper because that can extend to hiring people to help you on the legal side. It could extend to hiring people to help you on the accounting side. It could extend to hiring people to help you, to coach you, to guide you in the right direction. You have to lean on others. I can't say that enough. The next thing, which is extremely important and something that I didn't really take seriously until literally the past few years, time management. Time management is super important because a lot of times what ends up happening is, specifically if you don't necessarily have a family yet, or if you don't have kids, or if you're single and you're living by yourself, or you don't even have to live by yourself, but you're in this thing by yourself. What ends up happening is you have so much time on your plate. So because you have so much time, there's a lot of loose time that's in your schedule that you may not take seriously, that you might blow off. There might be, let's say, in the morning from 10 to 11, you might be on the phone. You might be scrolling Instagram or social media. That's an hour that you could have used towards working. But what ends up happening is you make up that hour later on in the day, outside of the normal 8 to 5 working hours. Right. So for me, how I think about it is I understand that I have a certain window to get everything that I need to get done for the business. And that window is from literally 8 to 4, because 8 is when the kids go to school and 4 o'clock is when they come home. So what can I accomplish during that 8 hour window to the point to where once 4 o'clock comes, I'm done. I'm off the business. I'm focused on the family. I'm focused on everything else that I need to do. And then hopefully if everything, comes in line, I'm able to shut down later on that night, or I'm able to do things like this. So taking your daytime way more seriously, that means your time blocking. Every day that you wake up, you know exactly what it is that you need to be doing every minute, every second of the day, because you have it blocked on your calendar. So now, and then here's another thing too, not only time blocking, but what ends up happening as you're blocking out your time, you're starting to see that, okay, there are certain things that I'm doing. Let's say sales calls. I'm doing sales calls Monday through Friday. Why not bunch that up together to have a bigger time block on, let's say, Tuesday and Thursday? So Tuesday and Thursday could be the days where you do all your sales calls. And so there's no sales calls on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday could be days where you're doing things such as meeting with your team members that you've hired, having leadership calls, right? Like all the things that are similar, bunching them together in a time block works extremely, extremely well. So that these are things that are extremely important. Your calendar literally can tell you everything that you need to know about what's burning you out. And what ends up happening is, as you're putting everything on your calendar, you can go back in time and you can review your calendar and see, you know what, these are the things that I was doing on these days of this week. 80% of the things that I'm doing, I could actually hire an assistant to do that. So now what ends up happening is you move those 80% of the things that you were doing, all the administrative things, to that assistant. And now the assistant is handling that. And now guess what? You have free time to do other higher value things in the company to help grow the business. So the name of the game is, if I time block and I time manage, how can I move things off of my plate to someone else to do that I've hired? So now I have more time to not only grow the business, but I have more time back in my schedule and my energy, and I can essentially be a better person and I won't be burnt out. So we talked about 3 things, right? We talked about time management. We talked about pretty much understanding that it's important to hire people. And we've talked about, are you pricing whatever it is that you're selling properly? And there's a lot of other things, but I think if you take these three things and you really implement them into your life, it's going to help you to reduce the burnout that you're going through. And let me see if you guys have any questions. Let me see the questions in the comments section. What's going on? Faye, how are you doing? You said you're right. You're 100% right. I appreciate that. The reason why you say that is because everything that I'm talking about is from experience, right? I've experienced this for about, been in business my 16th year. And there's a lot of things that you have to do. You have to say no a lot. There's going to be a lot of things that you have to say no to. As you start to time manage, what you're going to understand is a lot of your schedule is being blown away. It's being done. It's being put to certain things that don't really make sense in the grand scheme of things of growing your business and just having a better life or whatnot. But man, this is good. Definitely, if you're watching the replay, make sure you comment replay. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And until next time,